That's it. Hi, everyone. This is Norman Koshnak. This is actually great to have you all back. We're here for episode 18. That's 1-8 for those that need to see it, 1-8. Episode 18 of The Gig. Banter Corner. We're talking cricket. I have some esteemed guests and we've also got Michael on the show as well with us today. And we've got Giuseppe Terranova there on my
always fucking eating.
Left. How are you, Giuseppe?
Good evening, everybody. He's a growing boy.
Welcome. He certainly is. And I've got below me, which is probably appropriate, George Pasaris Doofus. Oh, good. Don't do that.
Hello, everybody.
And then last but not least by any means, Babs. Blue and black shirt. Michael Anastasia.
Hey, everyone. I want to apologise. We're late because of Norman Kochenik. He made us wait for 10 minutes. We totally apologise. We're going to ramp it up thanks to us three here.
The people who know.
Munchie says, morning, guys. Great to see and hear you. Sonu
Good morning, Munchie.
Hello, sir.
G'day, Munchie. Go Spurs, Munchie. Go Spurs.
Tabashas Bahati's been here for a while talking. We should invite Motion. Mohsin Khan, you know what his story is. Assistant coach to Afghanistan. They've beaten Sri Lanka and Bangladesh. Amazing.
I don't think Bangladesh is a great achievement, but Sri Lanka, I thought I saw some promising stuff from Sri Lanka, but they were absolutely smashed.
Afghanistan. Who was Giuseppe? You predicted, didn't you?
I thought it was Doofus.
What? Who predicted Afghanistan the smoky for the World Cup, Giuseppe?
Probably me.
Yeah, I think it was actually George. I think my
was George. Okay. Right.
Unfortunately, it was Bassar. It was George. It was Doofus. I don't know where he got
that was
like crystal ball.
I think he's got some insider trading happening.
Yeah.
Well, there's no other way, George. You got no hope of going Afghanistan to do well.
Not in Australian conditions. I doubt it very much. But when they're playing in their local conditions, you can see that on any day anyone can win. But like chasing 105 from Sri Lanka, like really.
Piss poor. It was piss
poor.
That's pretty average. And they got it in 10 overs. Bloody hell.
That's exactly right. They were going to score 200. Afghanistan are the real deal. Rashid Khan is an amazing bowler.
Yeah, no, I think they're the real deal in the subcontinent. I don't know about the real deal in Australia.
Yeah.
Well, I should get Mohsin Khan to come and have a chat to us. Mohsin Sheikh, sorry. He's their assistant coach.
I just saw the ladder. Does the top two go to the semis? How's it going to work?
Yes. Yeah, top two go to the semis.
So is that why Pakistan, India in the same pool? Because they'll probably meet the final unless Afghanistan beat them.
Well, it'll probably be India versus the winner of Pakistan, Afghanistan.
Right.
It would be, that's right, because India will probably top their group, so they'll play either Bangladesh or Sri Lanka, whoever wins that game, and Afghanistan will play whoever comes second in that group, which you'd think would be Pakistan.
Yeah.
So, in effect, it should be an India-Pakistan final, and they have played the best game of the series so far.
But, hey, is Hong Kong a joke? What's Hong Kong doing there? We couldn't find someone else.
Good question.
Like,
they beat other sides. They beat Oman and various, I think, Nepal and a few other sides to get there.
Yeah, okay.
But that's no real great achievement, though. Like, really.
Well, still, they're playing against like for like. It's like
they're good teams.
Would it be like playing against our Saints C1 team?
Yeah,
sorry. Let me get that right, Giuseppe. You're comparing the Brisbane Saints C1 team to Oman. I don't think they're the same thing. Seriously.
No.
Have you seen that European Championship?
Oh, that's different. That's shit.
If that's the standard of Hong Kong and that, mate, C4 could have beat them.
Oh, here we go. Now,
I think
would
the
you stop
Asian
talking?
one's different.
Our viewers won't know who the hell C4 is, for God's sake. Jesus. Sounds like
Wow.
a drug.
A lot of norms playing, trust me.
All right. Not much can go right off some people do this, can't you? I'm not sure what that's about.
It's all right, Munchie. You can look at us from the bottom.
Arun Singh, how's everything, guys? Seems like the boys are having some good time back in far north Queensland. That's the Australian side, of course. They're playing against shit Zimbabwe. So for God's sake.
Zimbabwe couldn't even Zimbabwe deserved to be couldn't beat Hong Kong at the moment. I'd say.
I'd say so. Chelsea sucks. Who's he stirring up there?
I don't know. They do. Not me either.
Giuseppe, what do you think of Man U performance against Liverpool? 2-1. There we go.
You want the truth? Do you want the truth? Liverpool were very poor, and if that was Man United's best, they're shit.
Corner's back.
They were terrible.
Take an ongoing one-day series. Well, he may be,
he's been outstanding. Seriously.
He took 5 and he took another couple. He took one today too, didn't he?
Yeah. I think he took 2 today.
2 today?
Yeah, but Mitchell Stark took
that Zimbabwe.
Mitchell Stark took 3.
Mate, that Zimbabwe batting lineup. How bad is that though? Come on.
Well, how bad is our opener, Finch? He can only get 1 from 6 balls against Zimbabwe. Come on now, bloody hell. We're talking about a second-rate team, and yet we've got our captain who can't even score any runs against them.
Who won us last year, guys? We've forgotten.
Yeah, but that was last year.
I do. To be honest, you got to look at it. He got the best ball of the day.
It doesn't matter. He had 6 balls. He had 5 other balls to try and get it more than 1 run.
Every time I got out, it was the best ball of the day.
Yeah, I was usually the one bowling it too.
Yeah, in your wildest dreams.
You wouldn't be bowling in my side, mate.
You and your bloody Northern Lights crap up above your head. What the hell's going on? I don't know.
But true, like you look at it, like the series up north is that a complete waste of time, or is that
Oh, against Zimbabwe, it's good to have a hit out. It's like playing your reserve grade side in a practice match. Like,
what would you know about that?
I know lots about playing reserve grade. Don't you worry about that.
But
I'm going to talk about the Allianz Stadium opening, the home of the Roosters and probably South. That was magnificent. It was like an Olympics opening ceremony. It was magnificent.
I don't think South will play there.
Well, it's not for sure yet, I must say.
They're trying to. They're trying to get it.
Well, they
Who cares about South? Shit.
Well, they are playing next weekend, by the way. Neither St George or Manly, or probably not even Brisbane, will be in the top 8.
I'm going for the Swans, mate, and I've got Carry On to coach, mate, so I'm all good.
Go the Cowboys.
Aren't you? What do you wear? Stand up.
This is the Carry On top, mate. I'm wearing that.
Stand up.
The Carry On top.
Isn't that
Well, you only like them because they got the same colours as Manly. Is that what it is?
100%. They're like Manly. How good is that?
At least someone's in the finals for you.
Wow, that's good, eh?
So my famous Rabbitohs here, of course, playing against the Roosters on Friday night at Allianz Stadium. It is a magnificent.
Sorry, we're talking about
Saints shirt, boys. Saints shirt.
Yeah, they lost the final, the Spastics.
Did they? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, they lost it.
Hey, what level are these guys? I'm in this chat. Are they any good, these players, or what? Are they buckalas?
They're playing in, I think, A grade this year. Last season they played one in A and one in C, so they're doing all right. They got some fairly good players coming through, so good on them.
What about you?
Ashwin reckons Finch is a living legend. Fair enough. But he's talking about
living legend. Fuck off, really?
Now, DeBarster says Norman Whitesley is still backing Finch. Well, he won the World Cup.
Yeah, but that was a long time ago. That was last year. He doesn't deserve it on form at the moment.
I talk about the England. What a completely opposite two tests they had. The first two tests.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if any of you watched it, but I'll tell you what. When South Africa absolutely spanked them, I just went, "Oh, she's all over." England have really come crashing down. And then what a time! I couldn't believe how much it turned in the second test.
Well,
that's very
Stokes bowled batted well.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, granted, he did, and so did that. What was the guy that batted with him? Was Pagesley or what? What's his name?
Wasn't not Pope. Who was it?
No, was it? Is it Peachley or what's his name? The guy that batted with Stokes. Do you know who? Can you tell me who it is, Munchie?
Hold on.
Say that again, Giuseppe. What was that?
The guy that batted with Stokes when Stokes got his century.
Folks.
Was it Folkes?
Yeah, got a century. But both Ben Folkes, Ben Stokes. They're both Ben.
Like he looked so sort of shaky, and then he just grabbed a hold of it, and him and Stokes I thought it was really, really good to watch him bat.
Ben Folkes.
As when this is the last comment they make, Anthony Taylor helped Spurs win against Chelsea. Right, okay. We'll talk about that later, Aswin.
You got to admit, though, we are so unlucky with this time zone. Like you don't get to watch nothing. International sport, we're talking about, I know, Premier League, cricket. Every time you want to watch it, you're in bed sleeping.
Yeah. True.
Well, you might be. You're just you're old.
No, I watched the first session, and then it's 11 o'clock, mate.
Yeah, and that's the problem. Then you got to wake up and go to work.
Mate.
That's true.
Some of us work.
Yeah.
And Manchester Rahel is saying, what's the reason why Ben McDermott's not playing against Zimbabwe? He probably should be given a go, I must admit.
I think it's...
Yeah, anyway, he'll be there. They'll be thereabouts in the T20. Munchie Salah made a mistake dropping Jansen. I agree.
Yes, I agree.
A good player. So Munchie's saying a lot about they've picked the same test side. Okay. Arun said England buzzball hypothesis will not last long. It's just a hit or miss. But good on them for the moment. Yeah, I think so.
I don't reckon.
Well, as long as they stay, if you're positive and try and play positive cricket, well, then it's always going to be hit or miss. If you're going for it, then you're either going to get out quickly or you're going to not make a lot of runs. But
how scary is it? Let's be serious. 40-year-old Anderson still taking wickets.
Oh.
But he's still doing well, though.
But hang on. It's the same thing about Ronaldo at 38 or whatever he is playing still.
I'm not saying he's bad, but at 40, he's still taking wickets, man.
I reckon that's a show of sign of him like looking after himself to be able to still play at a high level.
Yeah, but how much is that?
There is one disappointment today for me. I'm saddened because Colin de Grandhomme is retiring from international cricket. I like Colin de Grandhomme. I thought he was a class act.
Yeah, actually, he was a bit of a thorn in our side when we played them.
Yeah.
Because he was good with the bat, but also a bit of a like a bogey for some of our batsmen with the ball.
He's a Kiwi, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All rounder.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. It's I reckon good on Anderson. Like you watch him bowl. Holy crap.
Yeah, but he didn't do much in Australia. In English conditions, he's good. And he does well, but take him out of England without the Duke ball and he struggles a bit.
Now, I've just been informed we're going to get a guest coming on for just a matter of seconds, maybe half a minute. We're going to be joined by a Bangladesh women's cricket legend, Jayanara Alam, who has something like 4 or 5 million followers on social media, is very popular, a very attractive young lady. She opens the bowling for Bangladesh. Not unlike Japan. She's just about to join us. So we'll wait for her. She'll be here in a second.
Is she all right with our banter? Will she get our
You're
humour?
getting dressed.
She's playing in New Zealand. She's playing in an Asia Cup tournament. Very fast, very technically correct bowler, very upright, good seam position, very impressive player. Do you know who she is? Michael,
Sorry, what's her name again?
Jayanara Alam.
Is she going to give us 30 looks?
This is her here.
Is she opening bowler? What is she?
Yeah, opening bowler.
How many Ks does she bowl? How much? What do they consider women's bowling? What's quick for women's bowling?
About 120, 135 is what Shabnim Ismail bowls. She's
How do you spell Jayanara?
Is she 135?
Yeah.
That's not too bad. 135 is reasonable.
That's extremely fast.
That's pretty good.
Well,
What's her surname? Jayanara who?
Alan.
Yeah, like you look at it, 135. There's a lot of men bowling 135s.
Shabnim Ismail is incredible. Jane Allen's probably around the 110, 15, 20 mark, depending on she bowls a very good. She goes a very upright stance. The ball hits the seam and takes off. It goes off. It's brilliant.
At 135, is the keeper standing back a bit, or is it? Do they get the same carry as a man?
Big time.
Okay.
Izzy Wong, England wants to hit 80 miles per hour. That's super respectable. That is too. Izzy Wong's pretty.
So what's 80 miles? What is that?
Yeah, give us the conversion. We're not sure.
I think that's 121, maybe 130.
Yeah, I think
close.
Anything at 130 is not too bad. Like 130 is not too bad. Like 140 is fast and 150 is BS.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not just Michael. It's just not the pace. It's also they bowl very accurately, a good line and length, and the ball seams both ways.
I see a lot of swing. Some of the girls get lots of swing.
She struggles with the bat a bit.
What type of swing?
Bro, in swing normally.
Munchie says 128.748.
Okay,
there you go.
That's
not
too bad.
That's not slow.
Fuck, I was pretty good. I was pretty close.
Morning Morkel retired. Well, he's living in Australia.
Yeah.
I actually thought Morning Walker was good, mate.
Is he living in Western Australia?
I think he was. He did play. He was playing up here for the Brisbane Heat for a couple of seasons.
Having some problems with the internet, but she'll be here in a sec. All right. So Jane Allen is beautifully spoken. You've met Shapali, haven't you guys?
Yes.
We've had Shapali on the show, haven't we, once?
No,
she's a bit old. She's a bit old for you, isn't she, Norm? She's 29.
What's it got to do with age? What are you talking about? Don't be silly.
We're just saying that.
You only like the young girls, don't you?
When they play good cricket, it doesn't matter what age they are. Okay?
I wasn't talking about cricket.
Let's get back to the topic here. Will Alex Hales get a comeback?
I like good scorers.
He probably won't. Careful, guys. You're getting in trouble. He's right. Right.
Hey, guys.
Munchie, not us. Never Munchie.
Hey, guys, we missed something important. The BBL auction. What did you think?
Ugh. Boring.
It's an IPL copy. And they're not playing the same players very well.
What a load of shit, mate. If that's
at least a couple of players, they picked up a couple of good players. Some of the teams, though, fairness, but it was a wank factor, wasn't it? Really?
Oh yeah.
There was no need for it.
No, I didn't like.
Just go out and sign the players that you want, and that's what Why do you need to have a auction? Like it wasn't if people were outbidding anyone else really for the players. Whoever wanted their players got them, pretty much.
Okay, guys, we're about to be joined.
Yeah, it was a bit sad.
Jayanara Alam, hello. How are you? They got no volume. You you can't hear you. There's
Can't hear you.
Sorry, it was muted. Hello, Norman.
How
I'm
are
so
you,
sorry,
Jono?
and hello all.
We don't want to listen to
Hello, how are
them
you?
either. Hello.
Let me introduce you, Jono. We've got Giuseppe next to me.
Sure.
Say hello, Giuseppe.
Hello,
Hello.
how are you?
Hi.
And then Michael, Anastasia. Say hello, Michael.
Hello.
Hello, nice to see you both. And
And Doofus, which is George, is next to you as well. Say hello.
Hello.
hello, sir. Hello, all.
How-
I'm Jahannar Alam, by the way. I'm
Hello.
a women's national cricketer of Bangladesh national women's cricket team. And I'm currently representing my country. And I'm so excited. Actually, I don't know what to say exactly. So please, Norman, help me.
So whereabouts?
We
in
don't know
your
what to say
country
either.
Are you two?
Jono, you are
currently?
a breath of fresh air. You are beautiful to have on the show. Our looks go 100% high now because us
Oh,
guys
no.
are very unattractive. You are beautiful, and you're a
Hang on,
fantastic
Norm.
bowler.
Speak for yourself,
You're
mate.
beautiful.
The
I
rose
love
between
your,
the thorns.
you have beautiful line and length. In fact, I think you deserve to be up here. That's a better spot for you. That's good.
Thank you so much. I hope I'm not interrupting you all.
No.
You
Can
had-
I ask?
No, not at all.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? When did you think that cricket was a sport for you? How old were you?
It is a bit difficult for me to say easily because when I was 9, at the age of 9-year-old, I choose to play. Just normally it happened with me. I started with handball and volleyball in inter-school cricket, inter-school sports. And after that, at the age of 14, I entered in cricket. And at the age of 15, back in 2008, I started playing cricket for my national team, Bangladesh.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
That was
still
quick.
today.
So what was it basically a year or two you went from playing cricket to playing for your country?
Yes, I'm playing for my country. And honestly speaking, I didn't have any target or any vision to play cricket or become a sports person, but it's happened normally. And I'm really thankful to my family that they supported me a lot, and it happened. And now I'm a cricketer, proudly I can say, and I'm representing my country.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Jono, say hello to Munchie. Say hello. Hi, Munchie.
Hi, Munchie. Munchie. Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, Munchie.
He's from England. He was very happy to have you here. Very happy. Big fan.
Thank you. I hope a few people at least know me. I know nobody knows me. That's fine.
That's not
Good
true
enough.
at all. Everyone knows you.
So where are you? Obviously, you're currently touring.
Well, I'm staying in Sylhet currently now. Our national camp ongoing ahead of UAE tour. So we'll have a tour on 8th of September. We'll have a T20 World Cup qualifier round. So after qualifying, hopefully we're going to get chance to play World Cup again, T20 World Cup next year, and follow. And after that, we'll have a Asia Cup in our country where we are going to hosting that from 1st of October to 15th of October. So as we are defending Asian champion right now, so it will be bit.
Yeah, you
what would
won
I
the
say?
Asia Cup last time. You beat Sri Lanka, India, Pakistan. You beat them all.
Yeah. For the
And
first time,
amazing.
we beat it. We beat 2 times India for the first time back in 2018. So yeah.
Hey, what's it like to play against the Australian women team?
Oh, don't say. Luckily we had it's very difficult to say easily a good answer because as I mentioned that I started playing back from 2008, and from there to now we have only one chance to play ODI match against Australia women's team. So back just recently we finished our ODI World Cup, and there we had one chance only to play against them, and it was horrible really.
Yeah.
Terribly, they are high standard team, and
Yes.
also well, we would say that if we get a chance to play a lot more cricket like this type of competitive cricket, then I would say that we can become a like if it will be a five matches series, then
Oh, we've lost her. She does have.
Where did she
Jonara
say?
speaks so well.
Norman, where did she say she's staying?
In Sylhet, which is a city within Bangladesh. Sylhet. SYLET. Sylhet. Huh?
LHET, Sylhet. Yeah.
Okay.
But you have a,
let me tell you, Jonara, it's so refreshing. You're speaking beautifully. You are
Not really.
Yes,
I hope everyone understands me.
fantastic.
Yeah.
You're a
but
natural-
Jonah, you
natural
have.
show.
Shut up, Norm. You have good. Your record against Australia is good. You took 1 wicket for 13 runs in 4 overs, so that's pretty good.
Oh, that means you have a. Anyways,
Yeah.
but
What's
that's,
that? Hey,
but
what's
that's
that?
a good starting point. That's a good, like, against a world-class team to take 1 for 13 in 4 overs is pretty good.
I really appreciated it. Thank you so much. That at least someone had some information about me, and I'm
Yeah.
really excited.
Who did
hear about me.
Google's good.
who did you get? Who did you get the wicket? Who was the wicket, Doofus?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't ask too many questions.
That I don't know what's going on over there.
Who did you take the wicket from? Who was your wicket?
Norman, first let me tell you, I'm feeling like I'm coming to an interview board, and there are four examiners going to ask me lots of questions, and I hope.
Jonara,
Anyway.
you were doing absolutely fantastically. You are
I
speaking
think
beautifully.
I think it's actually good to see women's cricket on the rise, because it's actually, I watch a lot of women's cricket, and when it first started, I thought, I'll be honest, I wasn't a fan. But the last World Cup, I think I would have watched every single game. The standard of women's cricket is getting higher and higher.
Thank you so much.
It's
Thank
really
you.
good
It's
to watch.
our pleasure. As a women representative, it is our pleasure that at least people are noticing us now. Now women's cricket are organizing separate way. Before that, it was like men's cricket and women's cricket World Cup are happening together. Now it's separate. So
Yeah, because I think women's cricket is that big. It can be your own event now. You can have your own World Cup and keep on growing the brand. And how many young girls in Bangladesh look up to you and say, I want to be the next Bangladesh cricketer? Hundreds of women, I think. Hundreds.
Thousands.
Millions.
Look, our Bangladesh is very small country. Yeah. So here we all together 600 to 700 girls, we are playing cricket all together, and for 14 to 15 of us we are representing Bangladesh as we'll have a lots of pipelines player, newcomer, new promising player. So yeah, I would say that lots of women's cricketer are now thinking that yes, I will be the next one to representing my country, my nation, to hire my flag.
Anyone that beats India is a friend of mine.
I
Why?
look.
Yeah.
I'm a sports person. I can't say anything like you.
Yeah.
You are free to say anything, but I am restricted.
Yeah, but
So
look,
sorry.
you know why I say that? Because
Yes.
you just said you've only got 800 or 900 players. India women must have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds more players. So it goes to show how good that effort was.
They have maybe 20,000 women's cricketers, maybe.
Unbelievable. Wow.
Yeah.
But I played IPL, women's IPL. I played Fairbreak Invitational, 2 franchise almost. I played. That is my pride that I had a chance to participate in that platform, that big platform. So and also I wish my first dream was to play Big Bash, which is
Ah,
which is
Oh, yes.
Australian. But before that, I got chance to play IPL, women's IPL in India, and also in Dubai I played Fairbreak Invitational, which is organized by Hong Kong and Australian few organizer. They make that platform. So well, I don't know. In future, maybe I wish I will play Big Bash one day.
I've got
Maybe.
a crystal ball
I
here,
don't know. I'm not
Jana.
sure.
I've got a crystal ball. The crystal ball says Jayanara Women's Big Bash Champion 2024, 2025, and so on.
With the Sydney
Oh,
Sixers.
so my age, I think I have to do lots of hard work to resume to keep my age in one place. I have to be more fitter, and I have to perform more well to participate in 2024 and 25, 26 like that.
But Jimmy Anderson, you are the female Jimmy Anderson. You'll be playing till you're 40. Jimmy Anderson from India.
Jayanara, do you have the opportunity to come and play in the Big Bash?
Well, if there is any opportunity and any open window for me, then my board definitely will give me NOC to play. Definitely, it will be pride for our women's cricket as well.
Yeah.
It will be
She is
big
the
chance
best
for me.
She's the best fast bowler in the subcontinent. Beautiful action, line and length,
How does
swing
the
out,
opportunity
cutters, everything.
how does the opportunity arrive for you to be able to play in the Big Bash? Do you have to can you put yourself forward as a player and say, I have an interest to play in the Big Bash, or do the clubs have to come seeking you? How does that work?
Well, look, I don't know the way how to arise the things and I don't know the management what's going in their mind and how the procedure actually. So like IPL, they choose me that we need Janara, and they emailed to board and they approached me directly by email, and also like Fairbreak as well. So they chose me, and
Yeah.
our Bangladesh Cricket Board has gave me the NOC, and I was able to play. So I don't know the Big Bash procedure, how they maintain. So if they say that I can raise my opinion that I love to play, I wanted to join Big Bash, and I wanted to play, and they're gonna pick me up. That is another point. Or if they choose me that I need one fast bowler or some kind of that things, they can approach me like that, invite me, and my board will give NOC like that. But actually, I don't know the procedure, what to do.
Yeah.
Well, this is a platform that we will be talking with Nick Hockley, who's the CEO of Cricket Australia, who was responsible for the Big Bash and Women's Big Bash. We're going to make sure that your future will allow you to be able to play such tournaments. Now, you know that Janatul Shimona is here now. She is in Darwin with the ACT team, and she's going to be involved with not the WBBL, but the WNCL, which is like the domestic state competition. So
Wow.
you're going to be with them. My crystal ball says Jaina Alam, Sydney Sixers. Okay.
Ooh.
Great
Your
player.
favorite, but your favorite rugby league team is the Rabbitohs. Jaina,
Dragons.
not Dragons.
Okay.
Hey Norman, look at a couple of questions, mate. There's a couple of questions.
Do you have Jaina? Do you have a women's player who you hate bowling to?
Well, in T20 cricket, there are lots of. I hate bowling because in T20 there are lots of selections of shots are arised, and there is no basics, nothing, and in fraction of second, bowler doesn't think that I have to bowl that way, and batters doesn't hit me that way, like this way. So those batters I really hate it. And when I go to bat, I love myself because I can score some runs. So that's the things actually. But
Yeah.
honestly speaking, there is nothing that I hate those batters. I love to bowl to all the openers, and I love to get wicket of all opener batters. Yeah.
There's going to be a day, Jaina, that you're going to bowl to this guy called nicknamed Babs. All you need to do is put it on the stumps and you're bowling first time. He's the man next to you. He thinks he's a good batsman. He scored 240 once about 35 years ago, and he's done nothing since. So you've got to get him out.
Okay, I will face him. I will. Please ask him to prepare.
Hey, I haven't hit a ball in 4 or 5 years.
So you haven't hit a ball in 35 years. Some people do.
Oh no, I was all right.
No, look. In our country, like we are Asian people, So if we think that we are over 30, that means our countdown has been started to say bye-bye. Okay.
Jeez.
So in our
We're nearly dead then.
No, you're fantastic. You are fantastic. You're a natural. You should be a co-host on many platforms. We're going to, during the World Cup, I'll get Buri Majunda with you. I'll talk to India. Every
no
country.
way. Look, I don't have much knowledge and also much
You
words
do.
to express and explore. So I have a little few words, and that is good enough. Norman, I'll only come to your show many more times later, but only your show, okay? Not the other shows, please.
Oh, okay. That's sweet of you.
Hey,
You are.
Forgive me.
We are
Forgive
blessed
me.
to have you on our
Hey,
show. We are blessed.
Ashwin's upset at me. I don't know what I said.
So where I, which is what I told you. Okay, so after 30, our countdown has been started to say bye bye. But out of Asian people, they're thinking after 30, their experience has been started to do well and to do something for their nation, and they just started their career from after 30. Okay, so look, I'm 29 now, but I don't feel that I'm going to stop
You
my
look 21.
career
You're
after
still
1 year.
young. You're
No.
still young. Yes.
But
No.
you know what? For some males and maybe batsmen, they don't reach their prime till 28, 29, 30. Some of the good batsmen of the world, 28 to 32 is where they make all their runs. Look at Sachin Tendulkar. He was good till how old was he when he retired? 30, 37, 40.
True.
Oh, close to 40.
Absolutely right.
Yeah.
But the things I'm talking about women. Okay. Women. Look, but exceptional is Mitali Raj and Jhulan Goswami. They are exceptional. But the other thing is it's normal thing in Asia. So I'm always thinking that okay, I am sweet 16 now, and I'm well fitted and doing performance also for my country. So I will play as much as I can, and I can carry myself forward to do what would I say, the nice word. Okay, let's make it simple, that how much I can how much I will do for my nation, and also for cricket. That doesn't mean that only for my nation, for outside as well. So if any one girl can watch me and think like as a model, role model, I want to become a Jahanara alum. So for her only, I will want to make myself as an example to do better for any other women. Yeah.
That's fantastic. I mean, it's very inspirational. I would have you as my role model any day. I would certainly not have Babs next to you.
My
He wouldn't be
pleasure.
one, but you would be my model, my role model, definitely. We're
Thank
so
you.
I
lucky to
was
have you on
just
the show.
thinking then, Norm, that
So you can carry on to conversation, please. I can listen a bit. Then I will listen
They want to know
if you
about
allow me.
Smriti
You-
Mandana. Tell me about Smriti Mandana. What do you think of her?
Oh,
Ashwin is asking.
she's a big weapon for India, and she can explore anytime. Anytime, and yeah.
Ashwin's Indian, so you can't say bad things. Like I said, when I said anytime India lose is a good day, he doesn't like that.
It's a bad phrase, you know, but it's true.
Now,
It is
Yeah.
true.
Diana, one thing I want to know about you is your love of cricket came from a young age, but your future, do you want to do commentary, which you would be perfect? You would be the perfect cricketer. You would be. You would be. Absolutely. Or do you want to do coaching? What's your future? What do you want to do in your future?
Let's make a vote. These three gentlemen, sir, please, you guys, please tell me what can I become, as Norman said, that commentator or whatever. You just noticed me 5 minutes or 5 minutes maybe. That is good enough for you three. So please tell me what can I become something.
Aw.
how do you become more prolific? How do you become more? I don't know. I think probably the best way is if you can find yourself in the international market. So even with your face in the Australian cricket circles, because people obviously like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Yeah.
Once people start, like with us, say for example, if we start liking and following you and then sharing your posts, then it'll start becoming a little bit more viral, and people will then go, "Oh, who's Joe Naralam?" and they'll Google you. Like Sam Hazlitt here didn't know who you were, and then he's Googled you and went, "Oh, she plays for Bangladesh,"
Yeah.
and stuff like that. For us, Elise Perry is
2.8 million people know Diana Allen. 2.8 million people know Diana Allen. Okay?
yeah.
There's no problem.
But I'm not.
No,
You're,
good enough.
you are-
Good enough from you, sir. That is huge compliments for me. It's good enough for today, sir. And the other two, sir, please, can you?
Well, depends on what your heart wants to do. Like, obviously, being an international cricketer, you have plenty of opportunities to do whatever you want to do, especially in Asia where you're well known there. Obviously, Australia, not so much, but in Asia with 2.8 million followers, the world's your oyster, really. You're a very pretty girl. I hope you don't mind me saying that. I don't want to sound creepy, but so you've got the world's your oyster. You can go wherever you want, do what you want. You've got to follow your heart. So if you want to go down the coaching route or do commentary or whatever, I'm sure whatever you put your hand to, you should be able to do well. You're an international cricketer, so you've obviously got talent, and when you put your mind to it, you can do whatever you want. So why limit yourself to one pathway where just go out and do whatever you want to do?
Wow, that is another big
That's coming
compliment.
from an old man.
Thank you. I'm waiting for you, sir.
Michael?
Waiting
Yeah.
for me.
Yes.
You always leave the best to last. That's what they say.
Oh, God.
Look, for me, and I guess like these guys, we were all good. Like I love playing cricket. I love playing football as a kid. The bottom two were mainly soccer players and played cricket. Norman played cricket, loved rugby league. For me, and now you love, you're a cricketer. If like George said, I mean, you world's your oyster, but for me, you're a long time retired. And if I had my time again, I would have been, me personally, I would have been involved in coaching. That gives you a chance to, you're a world-class player. How much can you give back to the game? You said before, being a coach is probably the biggest you can give back to the game. Your world's your oyster. Who do you coach? Do you coach your national side in 20 years' time? That would be a mad achievement. Or do you coach Bangladesh, in 10 years' time? Do you look at grassroots cricket, because that's where it all starts? How many opportunities women to play cricket? Your world's your oyster. If it's not coaching, commentary, like I guess a lot of international cricketers have fallen into the commentary role because they can speak well, know the game. You express yourself very well when you talk. You know the game. You're a pioneer of women's cricket. Let's be serious. I guess like if I am you and I've had this massive international career, I would be leaning towards coaching, because that keeps you involved in the game for as long as you want to be. I guess you're a Richie Benno or someone like that, Bill Laurie, who did commentary for Australia for 20 years after they retired. Yeah, but most of the people go into coaching. That would be, world's your oyster. But coaching would be fantastic.
So thank you so much, sir. Another big compliments, not one. So many compliments I have got, and the summarized is social platform, internationally, coaching, commentary, right? So
Correct.
time will say what I'm going to become which side, but these three I will definitely remember back of my mind. I will keep always, and after I finish my playing career, I will definitely think about these three together, because that doesn't mean if I go to coaching and I cannot do commentary and I cannot be in social media, so I can start doing all three, so it can be happen.
Well, I think for an example, Shane Warne did commentary and he also coached in the IPL.
Yeah, he's a big name. He's a legendary cricketer, and he's a big name for me. So I definitely never compare myself to those legendary cricketer. I'm a very small person from a small country. That is fair enough for me. I'm really, really, really thankful to all of you for those big compliments, and please remember me in your prayers. I'll have a few tasks ahead, so hope I will enjoy every moment and succeed my goal, and do better for my cricket and for my nation. Please pray for me.
Jana, thank you. Say that I can see you with the Jayanara Allen Cricket Academy. I can see the Jayanara Allen Fitness Centre. Unlike Shapali, that'll happen. You'll have a franchise of that happening, and be guest commentator anytime on this program. You've been wonderful to have you.
Just quickly, Norm. So what are your plans? What do you think the next 5 to 10 years holds for Jayanara?
Well, I have a strong motive to say something, which is I always think that, as I mentioned, that Asian people always think about their age. So I want to break that barrier. I always thinking that if shellers play at the age of 36, 37. So why not me? If those out of Asian women's cricketer can play after their 35 age, why not me? So I
Yeah.
will definitely play. So first, my first target is to play continuously, as I'm 29 today
Good.
now. So I can play. If I perform well, I can play another 5 years, 6 years maybe. So not only for Bangladesh cricket, more franchise I can play if franchise give me the option. So I will. And
You know,
also,
can I say something? Everyone here's played sport, and we all want to. You once you retire, you finish. You're only young once. Play
Yeah.
sport until you can't play anymore. If
Yeah.
I had my time again, I would be trying to play cricket. But we're all old. We can't play. You're a long time retired.
yeah, everyone wants to play, but they need fitness and performance together.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, so I'm rely on that. I will definitely go with that. And besides, I want to do some coaches training. So
Yes, you
level
will do
1,
that.
after finish level 1 or 2, then besides cricket, maybe I can do some job. And also I can play lot more cricket around the world, like maybe in Australia if I get chance. So maybe uh, the other thing, look, actually what happened, I cannot make goal for long time. I'm just gradually going step by step. That is my philosophy. So my next target is for 1 year, just few series ahead of me. So I will definitely finish that task. Then we'll think about few franchise, maybe. If they are in my fortune, then I will definitely try to play those. And then
How
think
exciting is that?
I have a
Very
future plan. So we'll think about that later. So that's it.
Well, I look forward to seeing what the future holds for Jonara. It'll be exciting.
Yep, we'll be watching and
Yeah,
eagerly
Thank
we'll be
hoping you
watching,
do
yeah.
very well.
I hope all of your blessings will be with me.
Yep,
They
I
will
think
be.
you've picked
Thank
up
you.
3 fans.
Thank you so much.
pleasure having you on the show, and it really was. Thank
And
you.
normal.
Thank you. Thank you. If you all allow me, I can take a leave and you can enjoy your conversation.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Thank
Nice
you
to
very much.
meet you.
All. Nice to talking to you. It was really honor for me. I really honored to talking to you all. Keep
Munchie,
me.
last comment. He wants to see you playing the 100. Munchie, who's in England, hopes to see you in the 100 in England, the tournament. That's the
Manchi, please pray for me. Hope luck will favor me. I need favor of luck and few supports as well from someone.
Thank
Yeah.
you very much.
Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.
No, thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, what's this? What's him been going on about? What have you been doing?
Forget him. Forget him for the moment. Listen, that was a very special person to have on our show.
Very humble. Very humble.
Yeah.
Very
Very
humble.
lovely girl.
Incredible woman and fantastic statesperson. So decent.
Did
And
she
she was
play in the
bowling.
last? Did she play in the last World Cup?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to look up. I'm going to go and look at some videos.
She's a very, very technically correct bowler. Very, very nice.
How tall? Tall or short?
About 5'8" or 9.
Okay. Okay. Does she only bowl?
No, she bats too. She's
Yeah.
got
That's well. That's what she was saying.
So all rounder. Bat, but bowl.
Yeah.
all of the bowling.
she's-
all round.
More,
She's a
but
bowler.
more of a bowler.
She's a
Okay.
bit like you, Mick. She bowls but holds.
You know
the
what? If she bowled to Anastasia, he would have no idea. It'd be on leg stump. It'd take his off stump. He wouldn't have a clue.
Guys, come on. Why you want to shitstorm me, mate? I used to
Having
carry
fun.
blokes week in, week out. Come on, be nice.
But the truth is, we'll get that on video. Jonah Allen bowling to Michael and Australia one day.
Yeah, you know what? And give me about 10 minutes or so to practice. I'll be fine. I will smack it down.
We'll get Norm to warm you up.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a real warm up.
His
You
worst
think that's
nightmare.
not getting my 7-year-old to warm him up?
Oh god.
Hey,
A good
get
question, guys. There's a
Just,
lot. We'll talk more about Jainara in the future. She'll be there on the weekend. I'm going to Melbourne to pick up Rebecca Van Dort and Nipuni Hunsaker. They're going to come to Sydney to do some coaching clinics for us. As we speak, Shimona, Janatul Shimona, the other Bangladesh girl, is in Darwin playing for the ACT squad, and she'll be playing for the WNCL, which is like the Sheffield Shield equivalent for women.
Hey, no bullshit. I know people are saying India. That's a big achievement for Bangladesh women to beat the Indian women's side, because that Indian women's side is a pretty good side.
yeah.
They're a shit side. You know, and it's been Indian Australia on their day. India can beat Australia on their day. What they should be doing.
They're a quality side, Bangladesh. Don't you worry. They're very good women's side. They're right up there. Okay, so Himanshu Rahela wants to bring us back to men's cricket.
Why am I getting hammered?
Oh, some guy took the phone or some BS. I don't know.
I don't even have Twitter.
So Peter Tompkins now. Peter, I met young Peter, I think earlier today. This is India taking off. There you go. He's come on here. Beautiful.
You know what? India's playing Hong Kong, right? You know what? It's lucky. It's lucky it's only a 2020 game, because India would score 5 million against them as an ODI game. Like, if India bat first and they don't score 300, I'm a monkey's uncle.
It'll be like that down Sri Lanka where you didn't play because you had boing boing.
Yeah. Wow. Fuck.
Right, now, okay. Shay Manju wants us to talk a bit about the BBL draft. He says he enjoyed it.
Okay.
I mean, the fact that the Australian men's players, they're in the local players, are only getting paid around $200,000 or less, whereas the internationals are getting paid $340,000. What do you think of that?
Oh, look.
If you're good enough, you should. You know, what should it matter what you're being paid? But obviously, an international player is going to attract more money than what a local player is going to attract. Because
not if
the
local player's better.
Oh, but yeah, it comes down to performance, and then it's up to the teams to, if they want a certain player, and pay him what they think is a reasonable amount to get him to play for your team. Obviously, you don't have to pay that much for a local player because he's going to be here, he's going to play for a less amount. But if you want an international to come and you want their experience and you want them to help with your younger players, for instance, that's going to cost you more money than even if they're the same level as a local player, because you're just getting those extra eyes on you. So, you know, they're probably, if they're the same player, you probably expect to pay an extra 50 to 100 grand for an international player.
But you know what? What are they here for? 8 weeks? And to make like 340 grand, that's whatever. It's not IPL. That is still good money. Like 340K to play cricket for 8 weeks, right, is pretty good money, no matter who you are and whatever.
Yeah, that's right.
That is very, very good money. Like,
but even also at the end of the day, 200 grand.
200, mate.
Good
like,
money.
Imagine some of the past players that have come that never got the chance to make 200 grand playing for 8 weeks, mate. There are players that make some of these players look stupid. You know, I'll take the $200, shut up, and just play cricket.
But it's the same thing with the Rebel Golf League at the moment.
Oh,
now,
what a joke that is.
But you can't be upset with the players because they're going to go and get paid millions of dollars.
Right.
I'd do the same.
I'd take 140 million as well.
That's ridiculous money, though, isn't it? Though, like, that is
unheard. Like, you're setting yourself up for life, aren't you? Taking 100, like Cam Green, what's his name, Smith,
Smith,
taking 140 million as a 29-year-old. He set himself up for life. He doesn't have to. He can just go and play golf whenever he wants now. Like really,
he was doing that in the PGA, but the PGA's problem is they have to play every single tournament. Here,
that's right.
he makes all that money. He can have time off. He doesn't need to play every tournament.
Yeah, and
That's right.
the difference is, and see, this here, you look back, this is like an exact replica of what Cricket Australia were before Kerry Packer.
Yeah, Packer. Yeah, 100%.
And the same with the New South Wales Rugby League, and then they
Super League.
Super League. You need this to be able to then change the sport or to really put the sport in a different direction, because the sport
Reinvigorate it.
Yeah, reinvigorate it.
Is this money outrageous though?
Oh shit, yeah.
Like,
It's crazy
When
money.
you say outrageous, what do you mean? Do you think it's too much?
oh, I think it's about 100 million too much, but
140 million.
like that's
Like,
big money.
That's that's insane money just to sign on. That's just his sign-on fee. Like he can then go out and still play the tournaments and win and make more money on top of that. Like, but like he doesn't. He has to win one tournament a year, and he's laughing still.
Who has that money? Come on, how much? That's insane that someone can actually pay someone that money. That's how.
It's oil money, is what it is.
Yeah, but that's insane, mate. Right?
Well,
Get used to it. Get used to it. That's what's going to be happening from now on. That's the fact of it. It's here to stay.
I don't think it's good. I don't think it's bad. I just
It's good for the golfer.
Yeah, I don't think it's good either.
Yeah, you're right.
Because it represents fake. It doesn't prove that you're any good, because just because someone goes out and gives you $150 million doesn't mean you're the best. You know, like you look at Scott Scheffler, he's number one in the world at the moment, and he's turned it down because he wants to stay with the PGA.
Cam Green's number 2 in the world. He took the money.
But
I think it's too much.
Cam Smith.
Here's another question now. I'm a good cricketer. I'm a good golfer. I'm a good basketballer. What do I go and do? Do I go and play golf because it pays more money, or do I go and play another sport? Now, you've got great players. No soccer player earns that money. No basketball player earns that money. This money's outrageous.
No, basketballers earn that money.
140 million.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Who earns 140?
Yep.
Not as a sign-on fee, but they'll earn 140 over 7 years.
Yeah, this is 140.
Nah. The Australian guy that was the number 1 draft pick.
Yeah, but not 140 for the season.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
140 million.
Yeah.
That's it.
He got that money.
This is a good question, though. Or is it this one here? Shaju Manju says, is league cricket being prioritised of international cricket?
Yes. The IPL is a prime example. It is.
Yep, it does.
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, money talks.
Are you going to Google that, Doofus? Are you Googling basketball?
Average salary for a basketballer is 8.5 million NBA.
Okay, what's
Average?
That's an average.
Yeah, Google the highest paid NBA player. 145 seems mad, mate.
Yeah, well.
Well, look at Sheikh O'Neal. He's here in Australia. He's advertising himself crazy. We've seen him on TV lately.
Did you see what's that Melbourne player's name? So the guy who's 6'8" or something.
Mate, the highest paid NBA player for 2022. Now, this is just their pay. Okay, there's not sponsorships or anything. Stephen Curry earned 48 million. Russell Westbrook 47. LeBron James 44. Kevin Durant 42. Giannis Antetokounmpo, 42.
Who?
The Greek. Even I can't pronounce his name.
And you're
So,
Greek.
yeah, about 48 million is the best. But as I said, the average is
US dollars.
US dollars.
Okay, well, times it by a half. That's 60 mil.
Yeah,
Still pretty
Australian.
amazing.
Yeah. Still good money. But yeah, that's what I was like. Yeah. But that doesn't include sponsorships. So they'll be getting extra money for that as well.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
Anyhow, makes my fucking wage look pretty bad.
Oh yeah. Well, you get paid a year.
Michael, are you putting balls
Well,
through
you get
hoops?
paid
No.
a year.
What are you
They
doing?
get a minute.
Yeah, I know. What a joke, bro, huh? What a fuck. That doesn't make me feel any better, by the way, either.
Yeah, sorry.
Hello, Sam Hislett reckons that Tim David is selected in the T20 World Cup squad. Where are you finding this, Sam?
Well, he's got inside information.
Yeah, he says reports are coming.
I've heard nothing about that.
That's very unusual. You not hear anything.
No, but I mean, all right. So, what did you think, guys, having Joan on our element? Wasn't it beautiful to have her on? She's a lovely person.
It's good. It's actually
Very
good.
lovely girl.
It's good to get in the mind of an international cricketer, understand, because she actually fell into cricket. She didn't even want to play. It looks like she didn't want to play cricket. It just happened. And she went into doing another sport, and then cricket came on. And then what was surprising, she only played a couple of years, and then if I'm wrong, then she played for her country. Is that right?
Yep. That's what she said, yeah.
Who does that? That's unheard of.
But she's like Shapali Rakoti. They're both very physically athletic. They're truly athletes. So she would have been like a runner, a high jumper, a long jumper, all of that as well as.
So can she field? Is she a good fielder too?
Oh yes, great arm return.
I'm going to go and Google later when I get a chance.
Yeah.
Well, look at the Facebook page, 2.8 million. It's not bad.
And you know what? I think I'm right too. Women's cricket's getting better, right?
For sure.
It's not like, and I am right. When it first started, the level wasn't that great. But I think the last World Cup was pretty shit hot. There was a pretty good World
It's not
Cup.
only women's cricket at the moment. It's predominantly all women's sports starting to get some
how good is the women's rugby league to watch?
Yes.
I don't really watch it.
Yeah, compared to the men, right? The men's all about the ruck or the bull, and the women actually play football.
Yeah, play football.
Yeah.
They probably. Excuse me.
But you can say this about women's cricket too. They play clean cricket. They bowl good line and length. They hit the ball along the ground, nice drives. They've got a technique about them. Little Niluksha Silva, for example, has got the best technique in the world by way of a computer simulation.
And you know also what you notice too, they're starting to get better when they hit the ball as well. When they first started, girls, they couldn't hit sixes. But now you can see in most sides, you got a couple of girls that can clear that boundary. I know it's a bit closer. Which they couldn't do that before.
Yeah, the bats help as well. The bats are getting easier to, like, look at the bats we used to use compared to the bats when we finished playing, the difference in that. So, again, going back to those girls who started and weren't able to hit the fence, the girls weren't bowling fast enough to help them hit that ball further as well. Like if someone's bowling 140 at you and you hit it in the middle, it's going to go flying with these new bats. But if someone's only bowling 110 at you and you're using old bats, you can't generate that power. But now they are bowling 130 and you've got these bigger bats, then they can clear the fences. They are hitting forward a lot more.
I think I'm looking at this panel here, and I don't think the bats mattered to one person. It wouldn't matter what he was using, and never improved his game. The other guys, I reckon it would have improved because we used to hit the ball. There's one guy here, it wouldn't matter what he used because he never hit the ball. So, Eddie,
When is Harry coming back from? There's a question about Harry. Norman, what do you think about Steve Smith place now going to the World Cup? He seems to be back to number 3. I don't know what's going on there. I'm not convinced of his form.
do you
What
think
do you
the
got?
Australian batting lineup's all over the place?
Yeah.
Like,
I think at the moment they're just making sure everyone gets a bat, aren't they? Because they're going down. Well, if you're batting third, you're going to get a hit because Finch is making no run. So you've got to get some hits.
Why are we winning the toss and we're bowling for then? We want the game over quicker, do we?
Well, you've got to get your bowlers a chance too to have a bit of a hit out. So,
They're bowling 14, 15 overs. Or the game.
I think this tournament, the tournament between Australia and Zimbabwe, is actually harmful for Australian cricket, not a way of practicing. They should be playing against much better opposition, leading into a World Cup. That's my
Well, there's still a while to go. But the thing I don't understand is why we're playing India and India before a World Cup. What the hell's what's that all about?
Well, good question.
We're not getting the conditions, Australian conditions in India, and I would have thought India would want to play here to get used to the conditions, but yet we're playing India and India.
Just, hey, you know what, Doofus? You should be the CEO of Cricket Australia because they are so dumb. You're 100% right. You've got a World Cup in Australia and you're going to go to the subcontinent to practice.
To play.
You know what? You should have brought a couple of countries here to play in Australia, mate.
We bring Zimbabwe. Like, really? Like,
yeah, I know.
It's a no-brainer.
It's going to be a shit preparation because they're going to be playing on the wrong decks.
Yep.
And then we're going to come back home and the ball's coming up against our heads. I know that we played in those conditions a lot more, but still, you want to be playing in those sort of conditions a month before, so you hone your skills.
You know what they're going to say? We can't play spin. We can't play spin. We come to Australia, different game completely, mate. Why are we going there?
That's right. I don't know. I don't know. It just does my head in.
Yeah, you're right.
Stupid.
Oh, okay. Norman, do you like AFL? I'm not a big fan, Ashwin, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I do.
Good.
I like it.
Okay, well, you can like it. Lots of the women's 100 is pretty good, actually. Very good.
Yeah, I do watch the 100 occasionally.
Yeah.
Soccer.
What sport do you like the most? I think he likes tiddlywinks.
Which sport did Norman? The question should be, which sport did Norman play good at?
It's simple.
Many.
None.
Many.
None.
I was a better rugby league player than you. Ashwin, Kartik, Jayanara Alam is one person, but also Janatul Shimona is currently in Darwin, playing for the ACT squad in preparation for the WNCL, which is the Women's National Cricket League. I mentioned to see my brother yesterday.
Hey, actually, believe it or not, I've got a really good mate at the moment that's in Darwin visiting his kid who's 6 years old, and his name's David Avolio. So there's a good chance that he could have come across. So I don't believe that.
Okay, any thoughts on the Australia's T20 squad for World Cup? Well, I think Peter,
it's the same old.
Thoughts on the next one-day game on Saturday between Australia and Zimbabwe? Well, Australia, they've been doing it.
3-0. Go home. 3-0.
Waste of time. Are they getting, like, I haven't seen any crowd figures. Are they getting a decent crowd up there, or is it just?
Oh, they get a few.
I mean, locals are enjoying it, yes, but they're not major crowds.
It's actually it's a nice little ground. It looks like a nice suburban ground, right?
Yeah, it is. It is, for sure. Okay, we're looking at some media reports are saying Tim David is selected. I'm not seeing this. George, can you find any reports to say that he's playing?
Let me Google Australian.
Why do we always bring up Tim David's name every
Well,
episode?
I don't know.
Someone's got a fascination with Tim David. Is he one of these
That's
guys?
Debash is well.
I think Tim David's got a fascination with Tim David.
Okay, who was Australia's death bowlers in T20 international? Well, Stark certainly has been. Hazelwood's been there. Who else would be? I think they used Richardson as well.
You know what? I think any bowler in your top two or three bowlers can be a death bowler. If you're an opening bowler, you should be able to bowl death bowling too, surely.
Ashwin used to watch me on TV. That's very good. ODIs have become boring.
Yeah,
One-sided games, no help. I agree with that.
100%. Got to change the format somehow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ron James and Drake are going to buy a part of AC Milan. What? Americans?
Yeah, it's okay. Don't start coming to the fucking Italian Premier League, guys. Piss off.
No, they are.
Marshall Heller's making
Really?
it again and again that they're being selected.
Yeah.
Like there's an Australian team list for the T20 World Cup, and it's got Finch, Smith, Warner, Inglis, Wade, Agar, Mitchell Marsh, Glenn Maxwell, Stoinis, Dan Christian, Daniel Sams, Pat Cummins, Josh Hazelwood, Kane Richardson, Mitchell Stark, Mitchell Swepson, Adam Zampa, and Nathan Ellis.
No Craig McDermott, right?
That was hold on, sorry. That was the 2021 World Cup. Sorry, there's nothing for the 2022 World Cup.
Ashwell is saying they're doing it tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Okay.
He's preempting it. Okay. So Shane say Norman will Virat fire in the upcoming T20 World Cup. He's going to have to, because otherwise he may be in need of another position. Because
the question is, has India picked their T20 World Cup side?
I don't think so.
I don't think anyone has yet.
So will Virat Kohli be in that side, though? That's the question.
Well, that's a good point. If he's not making runs and he hasn't of late, you'd be.
But he got a very
wonder whether he'll make it or not.
The last match, and he looked really good. He hit some good balls, so he's not far from a big score, I reckon.
Yeah, but he needs at least a big score to cement his spot. At the moment, he's. You could argue that he shouldn't be picked on recent form, just like Finch shouldn't be playing for Australia on recent form. But we all know recent form doesn't always come into effect when you're building squads. It's probably how he interacts with the other players and what he can give as a player. So
he's probably giving other information that's not always going to be about how many runs he scores as well.
Yeah, it's not about. It's like there's so much knowledge that he has that it's not about him going out there then and scoring the runs. It's about him being able to prepare the players around him to be successful as well.
Yeah,
help the existing captain, whether or not that captain wants that help from a Virat Kohli, or sometimes
mate, if you're a captain, you're not asking Virat Kohli for his advice. You're not really a captain, right?
No, that's right. But it does happen, especially in those sort of countries, especially in the subcontinent, where they'll stab you in the back as quick as they can bloody.
I remember my vice captain wouldn't leave me alone sometimes. Do this, do that. Malaka, it's off,
mate. Oh, me.
Harry's not even here. Harry's not even here. Okay.
Harry's actually had a few things to sort through and stuff. So he was in Melbourne last week. He was in Melbourne, so he's got some stuff yet.
There's a few things here. Look, this is an interesting point. Rishabh Pant and Dinesh Karthik. They played Dinesh Karthik in front of Punt the other day, which was a mistake. That's one thing with it. What do you think of that? Do you know Dinesh Karthik's been picked in front of Punt?
Hey, I thought Punt's lethal though, isn't he?
He is.
He can be, definitely.
Absolutely. He's Australia's Maxwell, if not even better than Maxwell.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
they're saying that Dinesh Carter can do it as well. And they
No.
gave him a go against Pakistan, which was a bit of a shock, actually. They played punt, and they dropped punt and put Dinesh Carter in. Okay.
Why don't you play both of them then? If they're that.
Oh, that's a good point. It's a good point. Nathan Ellis, that's actually a really good point, Michael, because punt could just simply bat. He doesn't need to keep.
No.
Nathan Ellis is better bowler than Kane Richardson. That's a debatable one.
Yeah.
Where's Nathan Ellis play? Who's he play for? Which state's he in? WA?
WA, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, okay.
So
Mitchell Marsh is always injured.
Mitch Marsh is, I think, is an important part of this team.
He is now.
Well, he's injured again.
Yeah, but he's not. It's not. It's not an indefinite injury. I think it's just a.
But like, he comes back for one game and then he's off for another 6 months.
How do these guys get so injured though? Like, fuck me.
Like,
You're playing cricket. It's not like you're playing rugby league.
Yeah, I
that's
don't know what it is. It's a constant though. It's really becoming pretty bad in my opinion. That they're
I think
always.
I actually think they're too fit. They're too highly strung. The amount of pec injuries you see with rugby guys because they do too much exercise.
Have you been fit? Like athletically fit? No, this is me.
I've run several Sydney surfs. And I'm very fit. In 88 and 95, I was very fit.
Yeah, no, this is not me being smart.
Like I have been fit. Yes, I have been fit. I played rugby league at a very high level, high school and beyond, and also I was able to run a 16-kilometer run in a very good time. Yes, I was.
Because I'm just saying, like now, like when you look at
not now. Of course, not now.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Will you listen to me? Just shut up a minute, will you? And let me talk. All right. Now, if you look at the athletes, all right, there's no way that they're overstrung because as much as they train and as much as they eat right and do all the good things, they're constantly on the massage table being rubbed down. They're rubbed down 40-odd minutes before they go out and do a session. So they're stretching and being rubbed. So there has to be other reasons why they're breaking down. It's not because they're overstrung or that they're too fit. It's because their body is either
not built for that sport,
or then it's not match fit.
Yeah, that's it. They're not battle hardened.
I wouldn't mind a 40-minute massage every day.
But that's what happens. Like
you get a self one done. It only takes 5.
Hey, look, the 3 minutes doesn't count, all right?
Yeah.
Do you know that Jainara Allen was meant to come on for maybe 20 or 30 seconds to say a quick hello? She was on for 40 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was fantastic.
No, it was good. It was good. It was a good insight to get from her, especially from an Asian country perspective, because we hear about it through here, like from Australia, how our athletes get through and with the processes they go. But it was good to get it from her perspective on.
I reckon it would be. I know she didn't say it, but I reckon it would be daunting to play that Australian cricket side.
At the moment, it would be.
I reckon
they played them in the World Cup. They played them in the World Cup.
Yeah, I know, but I reckon that Australian World Cup or that Aussie side is pretty friggin' good, mate.
Yeah, it's good.
She said, you didn't pick up what she said. They play them once in her whole career. What's
that's right.
Not getting enough exposure against the Australian sides. How can you beat them if you don't play them often enough?
Yeah, that's right.
But that was my question to her. Like, what's the chances of them being able to be exposed to, Australia, England, and
Well, you bring the men over. Why not bring the women over at the same time and play the women?
Well,
Yeah,
without saying too much, things are changing. Jonathan Shimon is already here. Ramana Ahmed's come out several times, the captain. Joanna will be here in the future, don't you worry.
Hey, isn't the Bangladesh colours the same as the South Sydney Bunnies colours?
Yes.
They are.
Are you surprised?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I like maroon and white better. Anyhow,
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm,
they're
I'm,
perfect
I'm
colours.
more of a maroon fan. I bleed maroon.
add the
Let's
white.
be honest, Michael. Manly haven't made the final again. Okay, they're what? They're 10th. St George are 11th.
I've moved on.
Right.
I told you.
We're
Sydney,
nine.
carry on, bro. Dragons are gone anyhow, mate. They're done.
Yeah.
Come and watch with me, mate. Come and sit next to me.
That's it.
All I
Hang on,
know
We can
is
watch and
that
don't have to worry about anything.
So,
Yeah.
the Lions will win tomorrow
Ugh.
Oh, nah, mate. You know Richmond are favourites
night. Yeah, I know.
because
I know.
the Brisbane got pumped by Melbourne. I think that's the reason.
But you know, the worst thing about it is that like the past 3 weeks, they got absolutely touched.
Yeah.
And
You know
they
what it is? I tell you what it is. It's the coach. I've been saying this for the last 3 years. He's taken them, like when he got them, they were shit. He's got them to a level where they're making the semi-finals, but they can't win semi-finals. He hasn't got that killer instinct to put into the players to win those sort of games. You look at the games that they've lost over the last 3-4 years, has been to really good teams who have won finals. They can't take that extra step. And to me, I think it's the coach. If you put a Wayne Bennett type coach into that team, they would have won 3 comps by now. But they've got a soft coach who can't get them to that next level.
Because how could the Brisbane Lions not be favourites? They finished higher than Richmond, and you're playing at home.
Yep.
There's a big question mark.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's because of the fact that Richmond have that experience. You know, Richmond.
And they've got a coach, but the coach has taken them. He took them to that next level. This coach, I don't think has got it in him to take them to the next level. Damien Hardwick had played in successful teams as a player and knows what it takes to win. Fagan isn't that sort of coach. He's been a really good coach, but he hasn't played and he hasn't got him to that top level. And
do you know who that killer coach would be? In my opinion,
well, they should have went out for Clarkson a couple of years
ago. They should have, but you know what I reckon.
It's bloody boring to these viewers.
No, but it's like cricket, Norm. It's a similar thing. You put the wrong coach into a wrong team, and they're not going to win. You look at basketball, okay?
That's true.
You've got a coach there now who knows what he wants to do. He's got the players invested in how he wants them to play, and they're out there doing what he wants them to do. And because he's been a winner with his tactics, they've all jumped in. And, the first test against England was
red alert, guys. We have the assistant coach to Afghanistan on air right now with us. The man who has turned Afghanistan around, having beaten Sri Lanka and having beaten, of course, Bangladesh. Next comes Pakistan, then the world.
Big one.
Welcome,
Pakistan, big one.
Hi guys, hi Norman. Thanks for such a kind words, mate. I'm not worthy of those words. So you're very, very kind man.
I guess for us, I wouldn't say it was a shock, but it was unexpected the last 2 games. But you as a coach, I don't think that was unexpected from your team, right? You thought you guys could do the job, yeah?
Absolutely. Look, the big thing from our team perspective was massively believing in ourselves and making sure we do what we do well rather than getting caught in what opposition does well. And I think a lot of teams in these days, you see, they do a lot of analysis on opposition and they forget what their key skills are and how to execute their key skills. I think we have strong belief in executing our key skills, and as you saw last night, we got stuck in the mud for a little while, but we believed in our key skills and continued to take the game deep, and then voila, we had power hitting at the end to get us out of the hole. But it was up front bowling from Mujib in power play, which we all know he's very stump to stump bowler, and he got us the 3 key wickets up front, and then Rash came in the middle, got us another 3 key wickets. So 120 all of a sudden, it becomes especially if you're batting first, because we wanted to bat first as well on that ground. But with Bangladesh getting 127, we always believe that if we execute our skills, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
Do you think batting first, batting second's a big difference over where you guys are at the moment, or does it really matter?
No, I think Dubai has historically, if you guys have seen IPL scores, last World Cup scores, it has been one of those venues where batting second has been favored. But Sharjah pitch is very even in last 12 months. If you look at the numbers as well, it is pretty evenly distributed. Some scores have been big, some scores have been low, but the key in Sharjah was obviously how you attack stumps. A lot of teams actually go away from these days attacking stumps, which we had spoken about pre-game, to make sure we keep attacking stumps and not give any width. Small boundaries, square side was about 62 meter one side, 64 meter the other side. So if you give width to those guys at that level, especially in 2020, they'll just murder you. So our plan was pretty simple: keep attacking stumps and hold your chances, and we'd be fine. And you can see from our top wickets, they were either bowled or LBW. So we had a pretty clear plan, simple plan, and it worked for us.
Yeah, they only had one player caught in that innings, didn't they? So you obviously bowled to a plan, and it worked for you guys, which was really good. How long were those the boundaries?
So one
straight
side
boundaries.
Straight boundaries was 64 meters either side.
Okay.
Square boundary, one side was 66 and the other side was 62.
So what's it?
Even all around.
So what's it? I guess what's it like when you play over there and you're playing in 64 and you come to Australia and you got to go onto the 80-meter lengths? Do you find that a big challenge for some players to get used to?
Definitely, and that's why Afghanistan is holding a camp in Brisbane prior to World Cup, and there'll be a lot of emphasis on power hitting, range hitting, because obviously guys are comfortable hitting 60, 65 meter boundaries, but that's what the focus will shift post the Asia Cup to go and practice according to the conditions. Obviously, the steep bounce will be another challenge because they got games in Perth, Melbourne, and Gabba, which all takes good bounce compared to low, slow wickets, which these guys are used to. So that's why I think we will hold a camp in Brisbane, trying to get used to some homework, get some range hittings and get some power hitting done. So making sure that guys have got that conditioning done before the cup starts.
We know Afghanistan are very good when it comes to facing spin. You're going to come to Australia, you're going to face a lot of pace. You guys have improved, I think, facing the quicker bowlers. Is that something you're going to make sure that you're all over when you come to Brisbane? Slow bowlers, you murder. Spin bowlers, you murder. Just that extra pace and the extra bounce that I think you'll need to work on to be good in Australia.
Absolutely, 100% correct in that. And I think Jonathan Trott is big on. That's why we're holding that longer camp, just to make sure that guys get used to that bounce, because the bounce is steep, it's quicker. But our couple of batters, as you saw in the middle, they're very conventional batters. especially Ibrahim. He's a very conventional, correct batter. So the guys like those, and Hashmat, who is actually in the squad, is not getting a run because obviously we really stacked up. So those are the guys who are very conventional sort of batters, and that's where our preparation is, to make sure the guys are used to those conditions and utilize that additional 15 to 2.5 weeks before the World Cup to really hone in on those skills, which we'll experience as I said, Gabba, Perth. They'll take bounce. Interesting.
And it's also, I think, also it's how you bat in Australia. Like when you're playing the subcontinent, sometimes the batters need to make the shots, but in Australia, it's sometimes waiting for the ball and you're just playing, and you play the gaps with the bounce and the speed. You hit a lot of boundaries. It's not about always hitting the ball so hard in Australia too. It's about finding the gap, because even though the 80-meter boundary is there, the ball flies to the boundary.
Absolutely, 100%. If you're able to time the ball better, you'll be able to capitalize on runs. So that's our focus. So I think we've already started talking about it. So hopefully we get through this this Asia Cup. 2 big games coming up for us. So if we win 2 out of 3, I think we'll be in the finals.
Yeah.
Honestly, Moses, you've got a very good chance of knocking off Pakistan. The way you're playing, you are almost certain to give Pakistan a real shake and win that match. Then comes India. What a challenge for you. If you can get over India, as did the Bangladesh women's team against India in their Asia Cup, which we had. Did you know, Moses, we had a Jonara Alam on before you?
Right. Okay. Fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm afraid you aren't quite as good looking as her, I'm afraid. But unless John Allen's got a beard all of a sudden, I'm not sure. But she was on. Go back. We had Jonara Alam on here. She was brilliant. 40 minutes. They won the Women's Asia Cup last time. So this, you know what? I'm getting this feeling. We've had the Bangladesh team win the Asia Cup. Now we've got Moses on for the Afghanistan team. I'm predicting now. I'm making a bold decision. I think Afghanistan is going to win the Asia Cup. I've got this.
I think one of our doofus up the top. About 2 weeks ago, we predicted who's going to be our dark horse for the World Cup. He chose Afghanistan.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Australia and do some damage.
But with the Asian Cup at the moment, like you're in 2 groups, and then the top 2 teams go into another playoff. Is that how it works? So you then play the other teams in that.
2 teams. Yeah. So 2 teams will drop off after this first round, completing on Friday. So then it's a Super 4. So everyone plays everyone in the Super 4. So you have 3 games in the Super 4 round. So I think that is going to be a competitive Super 4, because you got one of them, either Bangladesh or Sri Lanka will qualify. So then one of them, and then you got India and Pakistan. So we want to continue to play good cricket and be really competitive in all 3 games, and then the result will look after itself. So I think we're not getting ahead of ourselves to say that we're going to beat all of them. We just want to play competitive cricket. We want to make sure we execute our skills to our best, and making sure we trust our ability to go and back ourselves. So that is our simple game plan.
So my question for you is, next up is Pakistan. What sort of tactics, or what sort of plan? Who are the players in the Pakistan squad that you would target?
Look, Pakistan team is well-rounded. As you saw from the World Cup game, Afghanistan came really close in winning that game. It was just a matter of last over. I think our boys didn't execute well, and Asif Ali got Pakistan over the line. So I think if we stay competitive and backing our skills, the conditions here suit most likely to our spinners compared to Pakistan spinners. So that's going to be a dominant skill in subcontinent or UAE. I think we are well-rounded with 3 spinners. When we can play 4 spinners if need comes. We got Noor Ahmed, who's still a really well-rounded left-arm spinner is still sitting on line. So again, we'll probably assess the condition. I don't think there's there's any need to say Barber is a key thing. He's a top up front top batter. So if you really keep him quiet and keep attacking, I think we will have really good matchups against Pakistan team. And plus Shaheen is not playing, which is a real loss to them. But their pace battery is good. All three balls over 140s, which is going to be a challenge for our batters to make sure they don't get flustered with the pace and just bat normal.
Yeah. Do you find that your batsmen not get scared, but sort of fear the pace a little bit, or?
No, I think the preparation. If you see our trainings and whatnot, the guys that actually want pace on. These guys, as I said, they've been training really well. They're more conventional. There are a couple guys who will come down the order, who will try and play the aggression. But normally, if you see Nabi, you see Ibrahim, Hashmat, they're more conventional batters. So which is why they've been training and working really well for us. So our plan is to bat deep. Our plan is to bat normal rather than getting ahead of ourselves, because they like pace on the ball. And last night, if you saw the game, by the time, and I think tactically Shakib had to bowl, by the time he was finished, they were left with pace, and boys were loving the pace on the ball. And that's where the difference was. So I think
in both the Sri Lankan match and the match against Bangladesh, my impression was that Afghanistan always looked like they were in control of the match. They always looked like they were in a position to win the match. And that's the level of confidence they've got. They never, it's almost Australian-like, the way they've approached these matches. It's been super impressive. And I think they're building to obviously the game against Pakistan with a crescendo, hopefully against India. But even beyond that, the World Cup, I think Afghanistan, as what George predicted, are going to be a dark horse, big time.
Yeah,
I think so. Well, especially now knowing that you are, like we were just talking before, how Australia is going to go play India in the India conditions before the World Cup. And we're thinking, well, why is that? And, you're going to be in Australia, in Australian conditions, practicing in those conditions. So you've already got a step up on both those nations because they're playing in Indian conditions, which is, to us, is just madness. I don't understand that. Like so whereabouts will you be based in the Albion?
Yeah, most likely.
Cricket board?
Yeah, most likely we'll get some training facility around AB field, and if we can get Gabba pitches or whatnot, the training facility, or even the North Cricket Club have got some facility under lights, so we can probably utilize that. So it'd be mixed around. So we want to make sure that the guys get the opportunity to bat under light as well. So North Cricket Club has got outfield lights that we can use. So we can use the center wicket to do some range hitting, some long hitting, get used to the bounce. So I think the teams like Pakistan, New Zealand, Bangladesh are playing in New Zealand. I think again that Daffy's question, that condition, you got to play in the conditions you're going to play the cup. So if your preparation is off conditions, you got to make sure that you come in early and be ready for it. So I think for us it's going to be an added advantage, and it's good for boys from Afghanistan Cricket Board. It is really good initiative to send us there early to prepare.
Yes, definitely. I think it's a great idea.
I'm very excited about what's to come, because I think there's been so much of a monopoly on cricket by the bigger nations that having the likes of you guys and Bangladesh to a degree that can actually start knocking off some of the bigger teams, some of the bigger nations, I think it makes it more appealing and more attractive and wanting. Well, Australia always backs an underdog, and Australians love underdogs. And that's where I think you guys will be quite fortunate that you may pick up a fair bit of support because Australians love underdogs.
Yeah, look, last night it was jam-packed and it was probably 70% Sri Lankan crowd. And it was that noisy, it was that fantastic. The atmosphere was just great. The crowd went quiet when the play was just, in a lull period. I wouldn't say lull period, but it was just could go either way. It was quiet. It was pin drop. You could hear the person sitting next to you. But when all of a sudden the boundary hit, you could not hear a person sitting next to you. It was that loud. It was that fantastic. And I think the momentum will carry into the World Cup. There's a lot of communities in Melbourne, in Sydney, and in Perth as well for our team. I think we'll get good support. I wouldn't surprise if Gabba racks up a lot of. You see a lot of Afghani flags flying in Gabba as well, because we play Australia at Gabba. So it would be very interesting to see if the crowd turns up in big numbers and support. I think you're absolutely right.
Is first game is Australia? Who have you got?
I haven't seen. We got Australia, New Zealand, and 2 qualifiers to play. 2 of the qualifying teams will come. So
Australia and New Zealand will be hard, but if you can knock off 1 or 2 of them, that's a big tick. Getting through to the next stage.
Next round.
But you're going to need to beat 1 or 2 of them to, I guess, to progress to get to that. Yeah,
absolutely, and that's where our preparation will be key.
Yeah,
I guess it's one of the things that you look at the fairy tales, and one of the fairy tales that I remember is, I think it was the 92 World Cup, the one-day World Cup that was in Australia, where South Africa bowed out in the semi-finals because of the Duckworth-Lewis. Well, it was the rain.
Yeah, the rain.
And it sort of ended their fairy tale, but it was up until that point, they had picked up so many supporters along the way that you sort of look at like an Afghanistan doing that there's an opportunity for that to happen in this World Cup. That's how I sort of look at it. I find it really exciting. I think it'll be really, really exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing how it unfolds.
Yeah, you do have a tough group like Australia, England, New Zealand, and yourselves. Obviously, that's going to be. On paper, you look at it and you think, well, geez, they're in a tough group. But you think, well, you've got nothing to lose, have you?
No.
You just go out there and play. All the pressure's on those other teams to beat you, whereas you can just go out there, play your game, and see what happens. The pressure's all on Australia, England, and New Zealand, really. And that's the way you would approach the game, I would think.
100%. I think that's what we don't need to get flustered who we come across. We just need to, as in this tournament, our approach is just to make sure that we execute our skills and we concentrate on doing what we do best, and then the rest will come. We have executed well in those 2 games and hopefully continues, and that's what our focus is going to be in Australia as well. Just making sure we do the 1%ers right and we focus on what we do well. And I think a lot of teams be surprised of how much actually Australian pitches take bounce. And Rashid and Mujib have been playing cricket in Australia in Big Bash as well, so they're used to conditions, and Nabi as well. So all 3 spinners are used to those conditions, knowing the right length to bowl, because that is the crucial thing for spinners, knowing the right length and right line to bowl. So they have good experience of Big Bash. They'll play Big Bash again this year as well. But their past experience will count, and obviously that will surprise a lot of batters, because they are not used to this spin that both Rashid, Mujib, and Nabi bowl. They're all different. They're different to the traditional spinners.
Yeah, and the other important thing is
we had Jayanara before. That was Janatul Shimona who joined us, who was actually in Darwin. She's with the ACT squad in preparation for WNCL matches. So she's there in Darwin. That was just she was on there for a second.
Yeah. Also, Roshan, like obviously with that sort of batting with your spinners, catching is going to be very important in Australia because you do get that extra bounce and that sort of stuff. So a lot of emphasis on that skill during the World Cup.
Yeah, absolutely. The Afghanistan cricket board have hired Ryan Merrin, who's ex-West Indian fielding coach. So he's joined us in the camp here. So he's been working really hard with those boys with high catches, flat catches, and then obviously when we go to Brisbane for our camp, there'll be a lot of focus on making sure because our grounds in Australia are very heavy compared to the grounds here in Sharjah, Dubai, or subcontinent. You can see the plane of the ground. It's very heavy because obviously there's a lot of footy get played on our ground. So the sand base, getting to the ball, adjusting, judging the catch. So it's really because our stands are quite high. If you go to MCG or Perth or even Gabba, our stands are quite high. So ball coming out of the stands, spotting them is really difficult. So all of those things, keeping in mind, that is why the focus is to make sure that we work hard for those 15 odd days in Brisbane to make sure that everyone adjusts there. You know how when you're catching your eye bobbles out, you make sure absolutely all of those.
You do a lot in Australia. I know subcontinent cricket, you're catching the ball. Yeah, but in Australia, you're catching the ball a lot. Just with the extra, and even the keepers, you'll see the keepers catching a lot of ball up there instead of catching it down here, which is just that extra bounce in Australia. So it's about, I guess, teaching. The guys will learn the ball reaches you higher.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll make sure as a coaching staff we provide those opportunities for the boys, set up the environment so they get used to what they need to, and that would be the key for our camp.
But I think your fielding's come a long way, though, hasn't it? You guys are very. I think you're very good in the field. I don't think you guys have got a problem catching and fielding. I think you're a great fielding side.
But how lucky are they? They've got Moses and Sheikh here, who's been involved with the first IPL for the Rajasthan Royals, Sydney Sixers, Sydney Thunder, Brisbane Heat, and now Afghanistan. I mean, next he'll have to take on Brisbane Saints there for us as well.
You won't waste your time there, mate.
No. Oh, what? Because you're perfection? Is that what, Michael?
He's got bigger fish to fry.
One step at a time, Norman. One step at a time.
Moses, I'm so proud of you, mate. You've taken on really something huge, and the world is watching this. There's a lot of discussion about Afghanistan, and you could pave such a path if they go through to play against India in a final, for example, and then take on the World Cup and do really well. Your credibility has just gone through the roof. It really has, and deservedly so.
I'm humbled with your words, Norman. You're very kind. But yeah, I'm enjoying my time here. Everyone's really, really close in this group. The whole team has got really nice attitude towards focus towards cricket, and they're enjoying their time here. We do have a day off today and a team dinner tonight. So, little activities, keeping the team together. It just contributes a lot. It just makes a lot of a team gelling together. It's a really big factor.
Yeah. But honestly, the way you talk, Moses, and the way you talk is inspirational. You're a very clear talker. It adds a lot of common sense. It's uncomplicated. It's very impressive. I would learn a lot just listening to what you've got to say. Unlike Michael here, who we often wonder what the theory was. No, that's not true. Michael's also good. Thank you.
Sounds like currently
so lovely to be here. Pity you weren't here with Jane R. Allen and John Shimon only lasted 2 minutes in the bachelor's flat, she's telling me. So.
It sounds like though that you guys have a clear plan and in going forward as a cricketing nation, or currently with the squad that you have. Like when you speak, you're very concise and everything's very particular in the way that you guys are going to go forward.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's the key. That's the key. We want to keep things simple, not complicated, because, as I said, you can really get lost in providing the message to the boys, and then all of a sudden the thought process can get cloudy. So the simpler we have, I think the better it is for the boys. So we do a lot of planning behind the scene, but when the message gets through, it is very simple, and then everyone's on the page, and then our trainings are based on those plans, and that's what it is. That's the key to our current success, and hopefully we can knock for few more successes in the Asia Cup, and hopefully we play the final.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. Well, I'm a fan. I'm barracking for you guys.
Yeah, me too. Not,
Thanks,
hey,
guys.
I'll say one of the boys. Anytime India lose, it's good for cricket.
Absolutely.
Oh, no.
I shouldn't be back on.
Good luck. Honestly, good luck. It'd be great to see how Afghanistan go. It'd be fantastic.
Yeah, definitely. Most definitely.
Thanks, guys.
No, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Your time's valuable. You're there with a bunch of guys that need you. Keep the talk up. As you know, your talk provides them with fresh ideas, I'm sure, and the simplicity of your discussion makes a lot of sense. But just one thing, Rashid Khan, tell me about when you watch him bowl, how do you pick his deliveries?
It's unbelievable. I was actually last night at the warm-up. I was standing behind the keeper. He was bowling the warm-ups. And I was saying, okay, well, let's just try and really closely watch it. And I was videoing him as well. I thought, let's really closely watch and see how he goes. I could probably pick 20% of deliveries. 80% I had no idea.
Wow.
So I was lucky that I'm not facing him. But he's such a mystery bowler. He from same action, he can deliver the wrong one, he can deliver the flat one, he can deliver the leg break. He's just so skilled that and he's so humble. There's a couple of net bowlers that come around, help us out with the trainings and whatnot, and there are a couple of young guys who come and want to bowl leg spin, and like him, he gives his time. I'll share a video with you, Norman. There was a kid, he wanted to come and learn some. He's a leg spinner. He plays in the UAE Premier League. So he came in and approached him. Rashid gave him good 5-10 minutes of talk about the spin skill, the tactics, the whole lot. So he's very humble and he gives time to other people. And we've got a larger squad here because of the World Cup preparation. So some of the guys were not in the playing 15, but there's 3 or 4 other guys who are in a larger squad. He does his bowling and batting, and then he spends time with those guys talking about the game, talking about the tactics, where to bowl, how to set the batsman up. And that is the skill that a lot of media, a lot of TV does not see about him. And that is fantastic to have such a leadership in your attitude, that you're willing to help others out.
And so such a young player as well. He's only 23 years old.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely. But
Rashid Khan is 23 years of age.
Yeah.
What?
He seems to be in the round for so long, and yeah, he's only 23. So
he feels more.
What's it going to be like in 5 years' time?
Imagine that. Imagine.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Well, he's actually. I'd argue that he's the best T20 bowler in the world at the moment.
Yeah, he has to be.
Easy.
His IPL efforts have been astounding. The country, he gets wickets with minimal runs off his bowling. That combination is amazing.
Yeah, but what the scariest thing about him is you look at other bowlers and their action slightly changes. His action looks the same no matter what he's bowling. That's what's scary about him.
Bit like Harry when he bowled, he didn't change his action.
No.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like amazing, absolutely amazing bowler.
Oh, really?
No, he's fantastic.
Honestly,
he's fantastic.
When
that's
do we find out? When is it confirmed? When is it confirmed that you're going to be a part of the World Cup?
Post the tournament. So there's been some small talks, but I think once the Asia Cup's out of the way, then it'll be, as I said, small baby steps. So I'm happy. I'm very happy to be part of the team at the moment, the camp. I'm enjoying my time. and it's been really good. Like we had a recovery pool session. Everyone was there having a bit of muck around with the with the volleyball and whatnot. So it's just really good camaraderie around the team. There's no superstar attitude, even though your Mujibs, your Rashids, your Nabis are really superstar around the world. But there's no superstar attitude around the team, which is the best thing.
Oh, wonderful.
That's,
You wait.
that's always good to hear.
Like Borough Majunda wants you still. Your stakes have risen to another level. We might have to book you in because you'll be so bloody busy.
No, Norman. No, I'm. You know me for a long time. I'm always learning, and I'm always absorbing a lot of information and things, and trying to improve myself.
Good stuff.
An absolute gentleman, absolute pleasure. Not as good as looking at Joe Naralam or Jonathan Shimoda, but still a lot going for it.
That's fair enough.
Anytime you want to talk, we want you on. You're now real. You're so insightful. I don't know whether you realise how insightful you are. You're magnificent to listen to. It's just full of incredible details. Just refreshing. Really, love it to death. Not in that way.
Just before you go, one quick question. One of the guys asked, what is your top 4 T20 World Cup? Top 4 sides. Who do you think will make the top 4 semi-finals?
I think India and Australia.
Afghanistan's going to be there.
I think India and Australia obviously pick themselves up because they play a lot of cricket. They're really good. Australia's really good in their backyard. India is obviously really good in all conditions. I think it's going to be two of the other teams going to be surprised. Really surprise package. It would be depending on Shaheen's fitness. I caught up with him 2 days ago before he went to England. His rehab is a bit behind, so they're concerned about his fitness. I think if he's not fit at the start of the tournament, it will be a real loss for Pakistan. You can see already. New Zealand, a lot of guys. I've sent a message to Norman not long ago. They guys are actually giving up international cricket to play international league. So I think they're going to be hampered a lot. So
Granholm, of course.
Granholm is recent. Bolt is given up his national contract. So it's really going to be interesting. England, I don't see performing really well in Australian T20 in Australian bouncy conditions. Obviously, they're not picking up Alex Hales for some reason. He's a really good player in Australian conditions. He's done that for Thunder in the last couple of years. So I think they got to get their selection right. England has. Other than that, I think Afghanistan could surprise because a lot of teams will be expecting a lot of pace in Australia, whereas we have got strong spin attack, and I think they can. If what Wani used to say, if it can seam, it can spin. So a lot of conditions, if we get the seaming conditions, our spinners will be hard to put away. And plus, it's a big ground; they're not small grounds. Even at Gabba or MCG, the lot of shots got to be holding up. So they will be playing a lot of shots in the air to get catches. So I think our spinners will surprise quite a lot of teams actually.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I think you might be right.
Nice, thank you.
Thanks, Moses. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Norman. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for having me. Pleasure talking.
Thanks for joining us.
Catch up again. Thanks,
Thanks, Moses.
Thank you.
Cheers, top. See you guys.
Bye-bye.
How's
good.
John saw someone that was there for 2 minutes and the phone broke down. Anyway.
He's actually quite clever.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Very.
And he's right. He's pretty black and white. You can see Afghanistan, if they just do the simple things right, they have the firepower to do very well.
Yeah, I tend to agree.
And he's right about the spinners in Australia. The 80-metre hits the boundaries. It's going to be very hard to hit some of those spinners out of the ground, and the ball's going to go in the air.
Unless you're a Maxwell or a Stoinis. You're
not going to find too many of them, but even, mate, 80, who's going to pick some of the bowling, though? You hit a couple, bang, straight in the air.
Yeah, and that's it.
Interesting. You know what? But you were right, Giuseppe. We love an underdog. Afghanistan's going to be everyone's second team in Australia.
Yeah, I think so. We Australians are big on underdogs. It's just
You're right.
part of our culture. So
yeah.
yeah, I agree. I think that you'll find if they're successful in the first couple of games, or if they knock off a big team, they only have to either beat Australia or New Zealand or England.
That's actually That's a hard draw. I didn't realise that. That's a pretty hard draw.
But it doesn't matter whether they're in this draw or the other draw, because the other draw is just as hard.
Yeah.
So
You got
they
India,
win them
Pakistan.
you know, and they're a strong chance. So
I can see them easily going England and New Zealand.
What do you got top four?
I reckon more so England than New Zealand. I reckon they'll win. They'll beat
What do you got to?
England.
What do you got to do? Qualify? What do you got to get? Top four? Top three?
Top three, I think it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Not sure.
That's actually been a good 2 hours, boys. I got to.
All right, guys. This has been wonderful. What a diverse set of conversations we had. We're going to do this. Get back to every week now, okay? Every week.
Yeah, we're fine. Yeah, we're fine.
No more theatre on Wednesdays, Michael. Giuseppe, no bar mitzvahs. George, no Greek weddings. All off.
Weddings? I've got no more birthdays.
But
It's actually it's good to see. Norm wasn't late this time because getting some takeaway for Thai or some bullshit.
yeah.
I'm getting hungry now.
Right. All right. So we say good night. See you always.
Say good night, guys. All right, guys.
All right. All the best.
All the best.
See you, boys.
Thanks,
Go the Rabbitohs.
See you next week.
All right, ciao.
See you.